Give me that juice. Artisan electric. Give me that juice.
Happy Friday, everybody. Toolbox talk number 3. This week we are going to discuss the proper way of wiring devices and pigtail or through wiring terminations. First off, let's talk about the different ways we can terminate devices. So what I have here is a residential grade 15 amp home store switch. And this has been done in a stab in the back device wiring method. So if you look closely at this guy, you'll see that there are some holes on the back of it where the wires have been stabbed in the back. That connection relies on a little pinchy set of copper conductors in there that the wire fits into. They're not very reliable over time, and we find a lot of these that fail. Preferably is to use the pigtail or through wiring technique. Most good professional electricians won't use these at all. We see this a lot in tract home new construction or by people that don't have good quality training. Next up, we have a commercial switch. So this is a 20 amp rated switch. We use a couple different varieties of these. At our company, we only use 20 amp rated devices. The quality professional commercial and spec grade switches don't even have holes in the back of them for the stab in the back wiring method. This particular switch uses a closing plate on it, so the wire is stripped and put in the plate, and then it is tightened down. This is the kind of connection that lasts over the course of time. We see this in commercial projects and upscale homes, and at our company, it's the only way we do our device makeup. Here we have a 20 amp rated commercial grade outlet. This is what we use here at Artisan Electric. What we're looking for proper makeup and the way that we know that these things last over time is you have one screw and one wire on each one of the terminations. There's no need to have multiple wires connected to this device, and that's part of a pigtailing or through wiring system. We'll explain that here in a second. Here we have a junction box that shows you an example of pigtailing or through wiring. So we have wires coming into this guy, and each one of those has been terminated inside the box with wire nuts, and one set of conductors goes out to the device. What we're going to do is show you what this looks like. Okay, here we go. When we talk about pigtailing, the easiest way is just to show you real quick. So I've mocked up a new construction traditional nail-on box. We've got a wire coming in each side of it to represent power in and power out, as if this might be an outlet location. Through wiring is the technique, or pigtailing, where we wire all of our junctions on wire nuts in the box and then splice out a set of wires to the device. I'll show you that real quick. I've already done the ground wire, twisted up. It's got a ground connection wire nut on it. This would then connect to our device. Let me show you what it looks like when we do one of these. We cut these guys off together, make them about the same length, strip them out. We bring in our splice wire. In this case, we're working on a neutral. We'll put these guys all in here together like this. Give them a nice grouped twist before we even get to our wire nut. This is important for long-term connection and for long-term service. So the next person that's in this box, if they take this wire nut off, they are not in here. Let's clip that again. They're not in here taking things apart that are going to splay out and spring out of the wire nuts on them. We twist this guy up like this. And then we're going to give it some extra connections with our lineman pliers, and you have a pigtail. And at that point, you would hook that onto the screw on the device. So when we talk about one wire on one screw, this is where we're trying to get with a correct terminated device done by a real journeyman electrician. So today's conversation leads us to the why. Why are we concerned about stab in the back connections and through wiring and pigtailing? And it really comes down to connectivity and safety. So here is a good example of a device that failed due to a poorly made connection. We see a lot of fire risks with these and a lot of long-term reliability problems when we don't terminate with pigtail connections. We see voltage drop. We see reduced long-term current carrying capacity flickering lights, problems with vacuum cleaners, and high capacity loads in the home. So all in all, what we're trying to get down to is, remember, stab in the back is bad. We're wanting the pigtail through wire connectivity. You want to see connections with one wire on one screw. A quick way for you to check and see what you've got at home, pop a couple of your cover plates and look in those device boxes and see if you see this on the side of the device. If you see things plugged into the back, or if you see multiple wires connected on your devices, it's probably a good thing to think about some future electrical maintenance or even giving us a call to come check things out.
Artisan